Welcome to Junk Journal Snacks, my favorite part of the day. So this is Honey's beautiful journal. I'm as always linking Honey's Instagram below. No, she does not sell these. I have to keep saying that because I always get questions about this beautiful journal, which I totally get. So I'm looking for a specific page here. Maybe you've seen this one where we have a party going on behind this beautiful door. And by the way, this door is still available as a freebie. I will link the video for this one where you can find the link of the freebie underneath. So if you remember, in here we have the Supremes. So they're just having this fabulous party here. And they have this friend, Isabella, who just returned from Collageville. And she wanted to come to the party as well, but there was some kind of a falling out with Diana. And so it was like this whole thing. And Diana was like, well, if Isabella comes, then I'm leaving. So obviously you can't have Diana leave her own party. So they decided to just have their own private party. So Isabella is like, fine, I'll make my own party and it's gonna be so much better than yours. And by the way, look, this is what happens when you add crackle paste to a thin paper. So let that be a lesson. Use crackle paste only on sturdy paper. So we need to find a party room for Isabella. This one right here. I'm trying to pick a page that is relatively sturdy. I mean, it's not really, it's packaging paper, but most of these papers are quite thin. I wanted to choose this one rather than Nadia's journal because the page has a little bit more space to play on. But first, I want a lighter, brighter color because this is going to be like the party of the decade. So first, I'm going to start off by adding some white gesso. And I'll just spread it. So Isabella was looking for a party location with fun, vibrant colors. So she picked one that has fluorescent orange on the walls. So while everybody was getting the party location ready, Isabella was like, well, I need a fabulous dress for my party. So let me go home to Collageville and see what I can pick out. So she goes, and by the way, this book is linked below for you, but obviously you can just take any magazines you might have. So she goes into her wardrobe. Obviously, she has this fabulous, huge walk-in closet. And she's like, well, let's go with some green. So she checks out the section of her wardrobe with green dresses. She has quite a few options, so it's going to take her a while to decide. So she needs to try on a few of these dresses. So she's home looking through her closet and she's like, Consuela, I need your help. I need the most fabulous party dress ever. And so Consuela picks out a few dresses and she's like, I want it to look like I am jumping out of a beautiful garden. I want it to be fabulous. And so Consuela helps her to put the dress together. So Isabella is the kind of girl who thinks more is more. So then she looks in the mirror and she's like, ooh, I like it. It's a little bit tight, but I will be okay. I just have to suck in my tummy. And of course, she needs to have a lot more bling and stuff going on here. So she asked Consuela to bring her all of her beautiful jewels. So Consuela is off to find the jewels. And she chooses the biggest ones because she knows Isabella is all about bling and more is more. But then she's like, Isabella, you need to step it up a notch because you cannot just have jewels. Like, you are the queen of your party. So we need to add some more fun elements. Like, we need you to have flowers in your hair. Obviously, we're going to need some butterflies. And then she's like, did you see at the other party they had that puppy? Well, I'm going to take Charlie, my cat, along. Not sure how happy Charlie was about that. And Consuela says, girl, you need fruit in your hair. And maybe some cabbage while you're at it. Definitely a pomegranate. But I think the pineapple is even too big for your head. But we could do with some grapes. I'm not sure what these are. Nectarines, maybe? Apples. Maybe they're apples. No, they're not apples. I don't know, but they look pretty. And if she needs more, Consuela will bring her more, obviously. Maybe a watermelon. So Consuela has brought out all of these items for the headdress, and so they start playing around and seeing what works and what doesn't. And Isabella is like, Consuela, I need flowers in my hair. Can't leave the flowers out. So Consuela brings her this beautiful yellow flower. And then she's like, Consuela, what about my jewels? I need my jewels. Consuela, do you remember the topaz I received from Carlos for our 10th anniversary? Could you please bring that? Consuela brings the topaz. And they place it right there in the front. And Consuela is like, Isabella, you need a butterfly. And so Isabella is like, well, bring it on. Let's see what it looks like. And she's like, so where's Charlie? I want to take him. Charlie was trying to hide, but Consuela found him. So he's going to join as well. He's not sure yet where he's the most comfortable. No, but he really likes this spot here behind her shoulder. So Isabella is finally all blinged up. She's super happy. And she comes back to the venue and she's like, guys, I mean, I love the bright color, but come on, this is way too plain. We need some more decorations on the walls. So the guys pick up some wallpaper and they decide to go to the hardware store and they're going to customize some decorations for the wall. And they use these thinlits with the number 661806. So the guy comes back from the hardware store and he has all the parts and they now need to assemble those, of course. So these guys are working really hard, trying to do their best because they want to keep Isabella as a customer. So once everything was assembled, they started arranging the wall decorations. And of course, they wanted to do it in a way to really enhance Isabella's beauty. So they didn't want to cover everything with flowers because they thought then she won't stand out enough. So they decided 3 is the perfect number. And Isabella looks at this wall decoration. She's like, you guys are doing a great job, but I have to outdo the Supremes party. So come on. So the guys found a contractor. Her name was Maria. She's like, hey girl, I gotcha. I brought my box of bling. And of course, Isabella was all over it. She's like, yes, you understand me. So Maria goes ahead and starts choosing some centerpieces for the flowers. And Isabella's like, oh my goodness, Maria, yes, that's perfect. That's exactly what it was missing. But then Isabella notices that because the wall decorations now have this bling on it, her own bling doesn't really stand out as much. So she's like, Consuela, could you be a dear and fetch me the diamond heart I got from Carlos for my birthday? So Consuela rushes home and she starts looking for the heart, totally frantic because she doesn't remember where it is. No, it's not that one. Oh, but thankfully she finds it. So she brings it to Isabella and Isabella switches her topaz for the heart that Carlos gave her. But after she added the heart to her headdress, she's like, Consuela, I am so sorry. I don't want to be a bother. But now I realize that my ring doesn't fit to my heart. So would you be a dear and go get the matching ring, please? Consuela runs home and she finds the ring. So Consuela comes back with the ring, and that was the final touch that Isabella needed. And obviously Isabella also invited the paparazzi. So there's lots of pictures being taken because there's no way I'm going to remember how this was. So I need to take a picture with my iPad. And Isabella is thrilled with her photo. She's just kind of bummed about Charlie not playing along, but otherwise she's super happy with the way she looks. And I actually don't even think I need this photo because I think I'm just going to use the top-down gluing method, which seems perfect for this kind of collage. So that means I will start by gluing the leaves here onto each other without having to move everything. And I don't even need the tips of these leaves glued down. I'm happy with everything having a bit of movement. So the point is to connect all these leaf pieces for starters so that they won't move. And once we have that, we can now lift this off as one and make sure everything is glued down. I'm going to remove these bling pieces for now because I know where they are. Then we'll do the same thing with the headdress. We'll just glue from the top down. For the wings, I'm not going to glue those down. I just want the middle part glued. Now I'm making sure not to glue onto the background. Sometimes you really need to check carefully where you're putting the glue. Okay, then we need to glue Charlie. Okay, and then hopefully we can just, remove the whole piece and glue all of that down. And then let's glue her dress. Then I need to cut some of this down. But first let me add the flowers so I don't lose that place. So finally, Isabella is having the time of her life. She's just partying all night long. But meanwhile, her neighbor, also known as the queen of collage fodder, is like, girl, can you keep it down? I've got like some queen stuff to do. This is not working for me. Even all your paint is all over my palace. So come on. And Isabella is like, girl, you need to have some fun. Come over, let's party together. So they did, and they lived happily ever after. Thank you so much for joining me for my little party. Maybe you want to have a little party in your junk journal too. Love you guys. Mwah, mwah.
Salsa para bailar, este ritmo tan sabroso, el ritmo para guarachar. Yo te canto con sentimiento y manana te lo voy a dar. Muévese con sabrosura.